Bill here. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. I want to talk today about a gold IRA. Before we do that, just a brief update on the numbers. For this week, it's been mostly a down week, with silver being the one bright spot, higher than a week ago today. When we look back a year ago from today, we see 3 out of the 4 metals higher, and all the details are in the write-up. But let's talk about a gold IRA today. Now, we've spent a fair amount of time talking and writing about a silver IRA, and there are some similarities between a gold IRA and a silver IRA, mainly that you need a specialized custodian that allows for physical metal to be held in the IRA, and you can only use certain types of gold, just like there are certain types of eligible silver. So your account executive can help steer you in the direction to cover both of those bases. But let's talk about what are the differences between a silver IRA and a gold IRA. And what are the differences between silver and gold? Because that's ultimately one of the main questions when we look at the differences between a silver IRA and a gold IRA, is the difference between silver and gold itself. You could look at silver as more of a higher risk metal that's more volatile, and typically it's going to go in the same direction as gold, and gold will typically, in general terms, will move in the same direction as silver, but gold is more steady generally. There are years where obviously where one outperforms the other, but normally we see a lot steeper movement in gold, both on the upside and on the on silver, to the upside and the downside, than gold. Gold is usually more stable than silver, so it's more of a conservative investment, where silver is a little bit more aggressive, more volatile type metal. Another important difference is the volume of gold that's being traded every day versus silver. Now, there's approximately 200 million ounces of silver traded per day, and you compare that to just over 67 million ounces of gold that are traded every day. But the dollar amount of those transactions is quite a bit different. 200 million ounces of silver at current prices is below $5 billion worth of transactions, whereas 67 million ounces of gold at today's prices is $130 billion. So $130 billion versus less than $5 billion for silver. So consequently, there are far more paper gold investments available than there are paper silver investments. So that means you have to be more careful with your gold IRA, because there are a lot more options out there, a lot more voices trying to get you to move towards this gold option or that gold fund or this gold ETF. There's just a lot more of them out there. And you think about every ounce of gold traded, there's oftentimes 100 to 500 paper ounces being traded out there in the marketplace. So you have to I believe you want to confine your search to physical gold IRAs. That's going to give you the most exposure and the most protection. The paper gold investments, just like the paper silver, don't really give you a good alternative rock of stability in your retirement portfolio. You want to have a portion of that in physical gold in a real legitimate gold IRA. Now, one thing that we're going to be talking about further in a longer article is what's coming up in the BRICS nations, and that group of nations is going to be expanding. And they're also going to be discussing a trading mechanism backed by physical gold that all of the BRICS nations can use. And this is a large portion of the world. And so as the world is moving towards a gold backing, by having a gold IRA, you're able to help participate in that momentum that is building around the world that is supportive of higher and further gold prices. So thanks a lot. We'll talk more about that next week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.